Hi friends, today we're going to do a project using the idea of bubbles. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be using black paper today, and we're going to be using a special kind of crayons called construction paper crayons. And these are crayons that are going to show up on dark paper, so they're really cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start out by drawing some bubbles. And you can have bubbles that are small, you can have bubbles that are big. You can even have bubbles that overlap each other. So we talked a little bit about overlapping earlier this year. That's when things look like they're going behind something or in front of something. We're going to start by adding a whole bunch of different circles on our paper. You can decide how big you want your bubbles to be. It's up to you. Once you finish drawing your circles, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pick out some colors. And one of the cool things about bubbles is that they kind of look like a rainbow when you see them. So we're going to add some color around the outside edges of our bubbles. The cool thing about this is it doesn't matter what color you choose or where you put it on your bubble, as long as it's kind of around the outside. Then you're going to switch to another color and add some more of that. And each bubble you can use a couple of different colors. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm noticing that so far I've used cool colors, so I think I'm going to add a warm color next. This is a good way for us to practice drawing different shapes and filling them in. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more color to each one. And then the last step that we're going to do is we're going to add what we call a shiny. So we're going to take our white crayon again, and we're going to add a little bit of white that's going to overlap some of it. We're going to add that on one side or two sides, it's up to you, but that'll kind of make it look like it's a real bubble. Sometimes you can even make them kind of triangle shaped. Once you've finished your first set of bubbles, you can go back and you can add more bubbles, or you could think even about if you wanted to make a picture that incorporated bubbles. So maybe you have a person who's blowing bubbles, or maybe you have some bubbles that are blowing off of something in a bathtub, or all different kinds of ideas. There are lots of different ways that you could use bubbles in your art.